Hi, welcome back to Life on the Fringe. So today is Halloween. Happy Halloween. Obviously I'm going as a ladybug. But today we're actually focusing on a different species, hamsters. So we have 3 hamsters, Rocky, Patch, and Butter. They're in separate cages, don't worry about it. But today I wanted to do something sort of special for them. Because of the pandemic, obviously Halloween is a little bit different this year. It's, a little more home-centric. So we aren't going to be going out. So we thought, let's take our babies trick-or-treating. But the thing is, I like to make things complicated for myself. So I thought, let's try to find some YouTube tutorials on how to make healthy hamster treats for our hamsters, and then we'll take them trick-or-treating in a little neighborhood I've set up in the house or apartment. So we're gonna start with a video by Raechel, one of my favorite YouTube hamster channels, and trying out her little cookie treat recipes. And I'm picking this to start with. We have a list of treats we're gonna be making today. But I'm picking this one to start because they're going to be hard treats. And the nice thing about this is supposedly, if they like them, which we'll see, if they like the treats, you can save them and use them over time. So they're not just going to go to waste just because they're only getting one today. So, they won't be wasted. So let's just jump right into it. So welcome to our kitchen. As you can see, it's about the size of me. Total. So it's going to be fun to be baking in here today. But our first treat is going to be these cookies. So we had to buy this, or we didn't have to, but it was recommended we use buckwheat flour, which apparently is the healthiest for hamsters. So I've never spent more on flour in my life. But, when you love somebody, this is what you do for them. I guess. I don't know. And you need some oats, so we just have some regular Quaker oats. And then we're going to be making 3 flavors of this type. We're going to be using some raspberries, some blueberries, and some carrots. And I'm actually, weirdly, more excited about the carrots because we feed our hamsters carrots every time that we make soup. We don't take them out of the soup, but you just give them raw carrots, little pieces. And they really enjoy them. So I think they're going to like the carrot flavored ones the best. But also these are going to be more sugary. So we'll see. But basically the directions are the same for all 3 types of cookie. Blueberries.
I hope it's not too jarring that I just swapped positions.
Well, you just edit it in. Listen, Life on the Fringe is about being real. Real people doing following YouTube tutorials, so...
When does your husband teleport across the room?
He's a ninja. What can I say? Alright, so we're going to start with some blueberries. She gives no amount, so I have no idea how many blueberries we're supposed to use. And then I also have never used this, but here we go. And then we add some water. And we got a little bit more flavor, right? It's better than less. Okay. I'm not panicking. This is not panicked. Okay. Also, she gives no amount for the water, so I'm just guessing. Here's another blueberry. Jenna Marbles and I have the same too much gene, apparently. So, by the end of this, who knows what these will be. Okay, put this on, and then push the button. There we go. pretty good. We can always add more water if we need to, but I think that looks good. Okay, raspberries are done.
Nope. Blueberries.
Crap. You can see how much fruit is in my diet. Blueberries are done. Okay, so we'll just put that into here for now.
Put it inside one of the bowls.
Huh?
Put it inside one of the bowls.
Well, I think we make the paste into the bowls, no?
This is going to give our treats their color as well as their taste. Once that's done, we're going to
Yeah, see those little shot glasses.
I can't see. You moved in front of the
sorry.
camera.
They're little shot glasses.
bowl and as well as
Yeah, the oats and the flour go into the bowl. I'm not really sure how we get this out of here. Does this like come off?
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Pour this over the sink. It's a little sludgy, but I think, you know, texture is important. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, okay. A little bit more chunky than hers, but I mean, look at that. Delicious. Look at here. Okay, that's done. Now we rinse this. I gotta rinse this. You know, they never show you these parts in the tutorials, you know? It's just, oh, look at this. There's no dishes. Okay. Now we do the raspberries. I think we had too many in the last one, so I'm just gonna do that. And then more water, I think. She also has in this like really nice, like relaxing music in her video, but I don't, you know, I'm a beginner, non-professional YouTuber, so I don't know like what movie or what music is like copyrighted. So I'll just hum for you.
What if you end up choosing music to put over this, and then you just humming phenomena?
I mean,
Right.
is there ever a bad time for phenomena? I don't think so. Okay, here we go. Oh, that was much easier. Okay, it's almost done. I think adding more water definitely helped with the consistency of that and the amount that it was able to blend. So, you know, that's a tip. I think I used 2.5 tablespoons of water. You know, for those following along at home. How many people do you think follow tutorials at home?
Uh-huh.
You always see them on YouTube, and I just, unless you're like a fitness person, I don't know. I can't get this out.
Sometimes it gets stuck.
Well, I don't want raspberries everywhere.
You're gonna get raspberry everywhere.
Oh shit.
I don't know why it's been doing that recently.
Well, you know, that's real life. Real life. Real life kitchen utensils. It's not flawless, right? No siree. This looks like medicine. Like from childhood. I'm getting like flashbacks of antibiotics.
My college used to make really cheap smoothies. This looks like a really cheap smoothie.
Well, alright. That's number 2. I feel bad. I wasted some. You want it? Smoothie?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Smoothie tutorial? Ooh.
Hamster's gonna like that.
The weirdest one is going to be carrot. I hope you try the carrot one.
Just blended carrots.
And water.
It's baby food.
Well, one of the treats that you can give your hamsters if you don't want to go through this is apparently the Gerber Puffs for kids. Because they have so few ingredients. You know, if you still want to do like a different Halloween trick-or-treat with your hamsters. Or you know what? We made them pumpkin seeds that they really enjoyed. Excuse you. We made pumpkin treats they really enjoyed, and we also harvested some sunflower seeds. And they enjoyed those. I think they would have been happy trick-or-treating with that. So, you know, I don't even know why this is necessary. But isn't it more about us than them? I think it is. Oh, I'm so strong. Do you think that's gonna be able to cut these?
Maybe you want to cut them in half? I don't know. It's pretty strong.
Should we try it?
Just try one. See what happens.
We probably don't need that many, right?
Yeah.
I'll go for little ones, like these. And we also have, we have...
It can blend through coffee beans, so I feel like...
Right. Logically, it should work.
Right.
But, we're making a lot of carrot-flavored things today for the hamsters. So, you know, if these don't turn out, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's not the best. Ooh. You okay? Disaster! Well, call me Babish. I think it worked. We're calling that done. Because, like I said, we don't need that much from this. Just need a little bit. We already have gigantics of the other two. I thought I got 3 of these out.
Yeah, there's one here. That looks more like hers, like this whole extract thing.
Yeah, this is more in line with, you know, so maybe this will be the best one. It looks the grossest, but the whole carrot.
Oh yeah, there's a whole ass carrot in there.
We'll take that part out. Well, maybe we could use this for the carrot cake later.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, clearly they're getting only one of those each and multiple of these. So ignore what I said earlier about them liking carrots, because we're gonna hope they don't like the carrot one as much as the other two. Okay. Small kitchens, keep your kitchens clean. That's what I learned from Ratatouille. Elbows in, kitchen's clean.
Where the heck was that line in the movie?
That's the woman chef. When she's teaching not the rat chef. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I must have missed that line. I think I missed that line.
Okay, well, other people will know what I'm talking about. You know? The 3 people that watch this, they're gonna know. I don't know why. These are sitting there. That's too complicated for right now. Where's these? Okay. So, I think she doesn't even measure. It's just like some amount of oats and some amount of flour.
It's like a 1-to-1 mix, right?
It looked like there was more flour than oat. But I also feel like, I don't know. We'll do this. Because you want some oats, you know? That's what makes it a cookie. You know, an oatmeal blueberry cookie. Yum. Okay. This is like the grossest looking flower. Look at this. It's like
It's
gray.
ash. Yeah.
Is it too dark to say it looks like a dead person?
Halloween.
Woo. So we did the oats. Now we do some flour. And then we're just supposed to blend, like add flour until it's the right consistency.
What about the juice?
We do this, we add it first, then we add the juice, and then we see if we need to add more or less.
I don't think we're gonna have enough carrot stuff.
Listen.
You're the chef.
That's right. I'm Ratatouille. No, what did I say earlier? I'm Babish. Call me Babish.
I'm pretty sure the chef's name in Ratatouille isn't just
No,
Ratatouille.
it's Remy. Call me a friggin' dish. Because I'm a whole meal.
Call me Ratatouille.
God damn it. Remy. Call me Remy. Doesn't matter. I'm going for Babish anyway. That'll be another video. Another video.
Call me P.S. I love you.
Call me the notebook and start to cry. Oh, gosh. Okay, this looks like it has the least, right? Don't you think of these?
Sure. Yeah. That did nothing.
Shut up. It's not mixed. You know, ladies, or men, or non-binary friends, when you pick a partner in life, get somebody who supports you. Because right now, you're not being very supportive.
Who's filming this?
Okay, you're right. There's not enough. We'll add some of the gunk. That'll help. And then we'll add some water. God, that's a horrible sound. I'm sorry. Okay. Some of the gunk, and then a little bit of water. Okay, that's a little better. It's brown.
It looks so gray. It looks like wet cigarette charcoal.
It doesn't smell much better.
Buckwheat's healthy for them, I guess.
When is healthy ever good, you know? I mean, it kind of smells like carrots. I'm gonna add a little more carrot. This has maybe more of the consistency. I'm gonna go through all the spoons.
Do we need to be preheating the oven to anything?
Does this look pre-planned to you? Does any of this look planned?
I mean...
But yes, we should be preheating the oven. I don't know what...
It seems like you're already heated, though.
It's because I'm hot. Confidence is sexy. And this oozes confidence.
She definitely didn't use buckwheat.
No, it looked like she used all-purpose, but I freaking swear to God, she said use buckwheat.
I heard it.
So, we went out special for this stupid flour. So if this is the reason...
You spilled your raspberry shit.
God damn it. It's okay, it's okay.
Here, spatula.
Yeah, good idea. This is a dangerous game.
You're winning it.
Don't jinx me. Okay. Don't look at the ground. Don't look at the ground. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to see here.
Oh. You're gonna spill it again.
I'm not spilling it again. Ratatouille. Thank you. I use stupid buckwheat. Sounds like to be healthy for my hamsters. Lies! I'm just kidding. I love you, Victoria, but lies. That's not buckwheat. This is not the white flour that is in her video. This is, you know, I trusted you, Victoria. I feel my trust was broken here today. Alright, next one. So this was the one that's on the ground, so we'll use that only if we need to.
Also, the other thing that's different, like, look how the juice isn't clear. It's got tons of chunks of stuff in there.
You know, she maybe blended longer.
You're never gonna, there's seeds and stuff in there, so you're never gonna blend it so much that it just becomes perfectly clear. It's always gonna be a smoothie.
Yeah. But maybe she used a lot of water, and then, like, maybe she
drained, like one berry.
Maybe she strained it.
Strained it, probably, yeah.
But this is pretty, okay, this is looking a lot better. Like, don't you, this is a lot closer to what she had. So I'm gonna add more of the counter juice into this. But this is much more promising, I feel. And I might even add a little more flour as well. What do you think?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. A touch more flour. Because we do want it to be... It's supposed to be, like, kind of crispy. Like when it's done. It smells better, this one. Yeah. That's got an intriguing scent. Okay. I'm gonna leave this for now and then check with her consistency and then play with it if I need to. I'm gonna go ahead and do the blueberry now. Did I ever tell you how much our hamsters like blueberries?
I don't think they've ever had a blueberry.
Oh, look how vibrant that is. That's fun. That's very fun. Okay.
God, look at that carrot one compared to the
Okay,
rest.
shut up. Alright.
Because they like oats.
Just as much as they like blueberries, right? And buckwheat flour. Their favorite kind.
They love being healthy.
You know, when I'm sad, I make myself a healthy snack.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't stockpile Chips Ahoy. Nope. Not sponsored, by the way. Clearly not sponsored by Buckwheat Flour, I'll tell you that much. It's still so liquidy.
Well, let's go do a consistency check.
Consistency check. Here we go.
In each bowl, and then I'm going to add.
Alright, you see how white this flour is? What is this buckwheat of Canada?
my
Malarkey.
liquid to it, and then you're going to start to mix this together. Now you're probably going to get a different consistency. You kind of have to work at it to get the right consistency. I did have to add some more flour to some of them, or I had to add more liquid to some, so it kind of just depends. You really want to get a dough consistency, something that's not too sticky. It might take you a bit, but if you just keep adding flour, it should eventually become a nice dough. Then we're gonna roll our dough out. I just use my fingers, and then I'm grabbing some little cookie
That's like
cutters. I
real
grabbed these.
freaking dough. So it's gotta be thicker, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel so bad about it if it wasn't like ash gray. You know? Like, look how pretty this one looks. Like, this one has more flour and it looks grosser than this one.
Do you want to just use all-purpose flour? You want to give up on the buckwheat?
Listen, this is a try it at home. She said buckwheat. So I should use buckwheat, right?
Sure, yeah, buckwheat flour.
Because if I use regular all-purpose flour, it's not a real test of the tutorial.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, hamsters. If this turns out like crap, it wasn't me. Alright? Well, that might have been too much. No. Okay. Alright. I'm just so nervous about adding so much of this flour and then just hating it. You know?
We have treats that they like. If they don't like these, we can just swap it out with pumpkin seeds.
This is true. Okay, so she cookie cuts hers. We don't have many cookie cutters because, like, who has those? I don't know. She says you can get them at Michael's, but that's just money I don't need to spend. So, what we were gonna do was roll it out and then cut it with a knife. But what I'm thinking now, because I'm just so anxious about making this into, like, just sawdust, that I'm wondering if we should make it like the banana treats we made before, where we just kind of squeeze it into a ball and then make it, you know what I mean, into those, instead of trying to like add so much of this flour that it turns into a hard treat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? You know what? I said earlier that we're doing this to try and be as accurate as possible. I think we just gotta go for the dough. you know? I'm
Okay.
gonna add more oats to that though. I think this one is still needs more. Is this raspberry?
Yeah.
Oh, I can. Okay. Just a little bit. Make me feel better about the flavor. Okay. Be a raspberry, but also a dough.
It's really sweet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm not going to worry about adding too much of this thing. Because our hamsters aren't used to sweet treats. Like, we don't give them those yogurt treats because they're not really good for hamsters. So, if this is going to be, this will be sweet then by comparison to what they eat. Because, like, their treats from us are like sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds, which they're already in their seed mix, or like carrots and celery. So, if this is sweet to you, it's going to be very sweet to them. So that's okay. But sweet in a healthy way. It's safe for hamsters. We use the healthiest type of wheat. Maybe a little bit more flour in that one. This is the other thing they don't show you. You know, because they're like, oh, the video will be 8 hours long. Well, maybe people should know how long it takes. Right?
We're at like maybe 40 minutes. Not 8 hours.
Alright, we'll cut some of this out. But I do think that a point to make when they're doing these like tutorials is to tell you how long it takes. Because like her video is like 4 minutes long. Like it's nothing. This is like not nothing. Like it's not hard. But like figuring out the right consistency, blending everything, rinsing everything out, the dishes it's gonna require. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Okay. Alright. Now we roll this out and cut. What should we cut it on? This?
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll need a cookie sheet. And she didn't use parchment paper. I feel like they're gonna stick.
Do we have parchment paper?
Nope. So. Again, we're keeping it real. Keeping it like the tutorial. I had to rinse this out. Keeping it like the tutorial. So, let's just move. You can see the flaws in my kitchen already. To this makeshift counter.
So the oven, then
A cookie sheet,
and
and
then the cutting
right.
board. Mm.
Okay. This is where you get your hands dirty. She says she presses it out with her hands. Oh, should I have put flour under? I should put flour. What am I doing? I've forgotten how to bake. Okay. And then on the fingers. Okay. I am the rolling pin. Oh, it's still very sticky.
Do like a close-up slow-mo shot.
If you like slime, this is the recipe for you. Oh my god, it's fucking ridiculous. Alright. Let's try again. Here we go. That's better. It's not great, but it's better. It's better. Tell them it's better.
It's better.
Oh god. Mm. Okay, knife time.
That's it?
What?
Alright.
What? What do you want me to do? I'm gonna add flour into this guy, but there's nothing I can do about this one.
Alright.
Look at my hands. I can't reach into there. Spoon number 17. Be more valuable. There we go. Okay. Switch you over. There. I fixed it.
Nice.
You need so much flour. I did not realize. Okay. Knife.
Those are huge.
What, you want smaller?
She makes like super tiny treats for the hamsters she has.
She has cookie cutters. How long do you want me to be here?
You can make small ones.
Alright, I'm cutting these in half, but that's as small as I'm going. Okay. And this rejoins that. I've lost my mind. Okay. I'm fine. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with my life choices.
Beautiful.
Get a shot of my hands.
Ouch.
Oh, okay. Well, that was fun. Raspberries.
You're taking this one so seriously.
What?
Just got really in the zone and quiet.
I don't want it to be a complete disaster. Fuck. You ruined it for me. I swear to God, if these are the ones they like the most. And those are the first of brown. I can't even talk anymore. I'm losing my mind. I'm distressed. Help.
You came off real strong off the beginning. And those are brown
Cookies. Clearly.
still gonna be so defeated about it? They look great.
I'm not defeated. This is not the look of defeat. This is the look of... That was 40 minutes of my life gone.
For your hamsters.
For my hamsters. This freaking flour is impossible to get off, by the way. Like, I know that I have, like, sticky fruit juice also everywhere.
All right, how'd you like that experience?
It's not even done. We didn't even preheat the oven. I gotta look at what temperature to preheat the oven at. Yum. Oh,
Just lost them all.
I don't lose any of them.
They kind of shrank.
Blueberry. Blueberry. These for sure are raspberry. And you got the carrots. Don't eat one, I only made 6.
I just wanted to see if they were solid.
Are these solid?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be kind of like crispy.
Yeah, they're crispy.
Okay, so let's compare. So this side, except for this one, I'll put it over there. This bit,
Kind of still doughy on the inside.
should I put it back in?
I don't know. Let them sit and let's see, I guess.
Okay, so preliminary results. Ignore my very ugly oven mitts. So these are the blueberry ones. These are the raspberries. This is an adaptation of the carrot recipe. They don't have the level of color that I was hoping for. But they did crisp, which is good. And these actually look more appetizing now because they're more similar. You'll see the banana ones we're going to make. They kind of look like the banana ones. So these could actually work out. And visually, I think they're better looking now than these two. But the blueberry ones are still kind of purple. So I'm pretty happy about that. But let's take a look for comparison, you know, of what they're supposed to look like. I think there's a number of factors at play here. One of them is my incompetence. Let's just get that out of the bat. But I think another is, we talked about straining. I think she had a more liquid, brighter color liquid when she poured into the dough. So I think that's part of it. Our color was not as vibrant. We didn't strain. I don't think she mentioned the strain, so I didn't. And then I think the biggest difference is her buckwheat.
If it is buckwheat.
Listen, I love her channel. I don't want to shit on her channel, okay? Most of my hamster care advice has come from her channel. But I think that maybe she used a different kind of buckwheat. Ours is organic. Maybe hers isn't organic. And that's what makes ours like brown, and maybe hers is bleached buckwheat. Because that's what makes all-purpose flour white, is bleach. So it's possible that it's still buckwheat, but she used a white flour. Ours is sawdust, and I think that leads to the difference in the coloring that you see. But in terms of like the texture for the raspberry and blueberry, I think we're pretty on par.
Right.
I just think the coloring is different. And as I said, I just think she used a white... I think she used a white flour, and ours just isn't white, and that's going to impact the coloring of everything. But it shouldn't play as big of a role with our next recipes, so let's jump into those.
Michael's in the clay section, and they work perfect for hamster-sized treats. And I'm just cutting out some little hearts as well as flower shapes.
Hers look, wow, very
Look
different.
how purple her dough is.
Yeah, that's the all-purpose flour.
Then you're just going to want to place them on a baking tray and bake for 325 degrees for 10 minutes.
All right, 325. I also want to show you that on our thing, we don't have 25-degree notches, so we're just going to guesstimate somewhere there as the right temperature.
Great.
So we'll catch up with you when these come out of the oven. So far, I'm a little anxious and a little disillusioned because if she used buckwheat, we need to get whatever buckwheat flour she's using, because this just looks like gray sadness. And fuck these carrot ones. But they could taste delicious. And you said they tasted sweet. So I don't think it's bad yet. I think these have potential to be good for the hamsters, healthy for the hamsters, and delicious for the hamsters. So we'll catch back up with you when these are done. Okay, so preliminary results. Ignore my very ugly oven mitts. So these are the blueberry ones. These are the raspberries. This is an adaptation of the carrot recipe. They don't have the level of color that I was hoping for. But they did crisp, which is good. And these actually look more appetizing now because they're more similar. You'll see the banana ones we're going to make. They kind of look like the banana ones. So these could actually work out. And visually, I think they're better looking now than these two. But the blueberry ones are still kind of purple. So I'm pretty happy about that. But let's take a look for comparison, you know, of what they're supposed to look like. I think there's a number of factors at play here. One of them is my incompetence. Let's just get that out of the bat. But I think another is, we talked about straining. I think she had a more liquid, brighter color liquid when she poured into the dough. So I think that's part of it. Our color was not as vibrant. We didn't strain. I don't think she mentioned to strain, so I didn't. And then I think the biggest difference is her buckwheat.
If it is buckwheat.
Listen, I love her channel. I don't want to shit on her channel, okay? Most of my hamster care advice has come from her channel. But I think that maybe she used a different kind of buckwheat. Ours is organic. Maybe hers isn't organic. And that's what makes ours like brown, and maybe hers is bleached buckwheat. Because that's what makes all-purpose flour white, is bleach. So it's possible that it's still buckwheat, but she used a white flour. Ours is sawdust. And I think that leads to the difference in the coloring that you see. But in terms of like the texture for the raspberry and blueberry, I think we're pretty on par.
Right.
I just think the coloring is different. And as I said, I just think she used a white... I think she used a white flour, and ours just isn't white, and that's going to impact the coloring. So this is our hamster Patch, and as you can see, she's trick-or-treating. She's a little bit nervous because she doesn't like wires that much, so she's not trying as many of the treats as we would have hoped, but she's having a good time. You'll notice throughout this video that she prefers a treat we make in the later video. This is going to be a series of videos culminating in a video of just them trick-or-treating, which is going to be super cute, so look out for that. But ultimately, she is not a fan of the oatmeal cookies that we made. We tried putting them in her cage later. She did nibble more on them in the comfort of her own cage, but ultimately I would not recommend this tutorial, especially if you're using the buckwheat flour that we were using. But I hope you enjoy these cute clips. The next hamster that you're going to see is Butter, and I'm just going to let you enjoy watching our hamsters preview their treats. And if you like this video and you want to see more, not just hamster content, but also me trying to follow more YouTube tutorials, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And again, comment below if you have a tutorial you want me to try, or tutorials you've tried and how it went for you. And I hope you're having an amazing day and an amazing week. See you hopefully next video.